What is up, guys? It is KikiZilla101 here yet again, and today we're going to be doing another thoughts and opinions video on some of the new 2018 figures from the Dinosaur companies I was talking about the other day with my first release. Last time we did Safari Limited and their 2018 figures, and today we're going to do CollectA's, and they have 11 figures for us to go through, so let's jump right into this and start off with the first one, which is CollectA's 2018 MANTELLISAURUS. Now, this is an iguanodon, I believe, just from the look of it. I haven't done any research on this particular animal, but this looks like an iguanodon, like the species, or the family, the group of dinosaurs, clearly because the vague body shape, and then the hands, and how they have hooves, and then the little thumb claw. But this is a really nice looking figure. I think this is supposed to be a drinking pose, I've heard. And so it's in a really unique pose. I haven't seen many figures, in this pose. That's pretty nice. And it's got a nice color scheme. I like the green that they went for. I like the brown. I like the white that they have going on the belly that runs up to the head, and then the red underneath the eye. It all looks really nice. I'm not too sure about the pattern. I think that it looks a little weird in some areas, but it might just be the picture. So, but overall, I think it looks like a pretty good figure. It might be a smaller one. I'm not sure exactly how this will size up to other figures, but I'm definitely gonna do a pass on this one. I think I'll maybe get this one down the line, but for now I'm gonna pass it. But it looks pretty good and unique. Next up is the CollectA 2018 SCIURUMAMUSTA, which is a cool name for a dinosaur. And that name means squirrel mimic, and that's because on its fossil, or only fossil of it, which I believe is supposed to be a juvenile individual, it has these really thick feathers on the end of the tail that make it look like it has a squirrel tail, and that's exactly what this is supposed to be. And this is actually our first carnivorous dinosaur for 2018. Can you believe that? It's our first carnivorous dinosaur for 2018. CollectA is giving it to us. So it's pretty nice that we have this, but it is a really little guy. I think he's probably 3 or 4 inches long. So maybe it's 5, but I'm not sure. But either way, it's a pretty nice figure of a really unique species that a lot of people haven't heard of, and it's really cool looking. I think that the paint looks nice. It just looks pretty interesting. I think it would have been pretty funny if they made it look more squirrel-like than it does right now, with the more of a squirrely color scheme. But it looks really good, and I think I actually might end up picking this one up. Not immediately. I'll probably wait a little bit, but I'll definitely probably end up picking this guy up because it's a pretty unique species. Next up, we have CollectA's IGUANODON. Now, this one I feel a little iffy on. It just looks weird. I'm not too big of a fan of the color scheme, but the color scheme isn't really my problem. It's actually the sculpt itself. Its neck looks really long, and its tail looks really short, but its butt sticks out way too far from behind the thighs there. So it might just be the pose. Maybe that thigh is just pointed really forward, like the other one you see there. So maybe it's just this picture, and I'll give it the benefit of the doubt, and I'll wait until I see some reviews on this one, and then I'll consider picking it up. And I may end up picking it up later, but right now I'm really still on the fence, and I don't really think I'm gonna end up picking this one up as it currently stands. But it looks like a good figure that doesn't have the CollectA hip problem, the old CollectA hips. And I used to actually really not like CollectA because of those old ones, like their old Carcharodontosaurus and Acrocanthosaurus. But I've been slowly warming up to their company and trying to give them more of a chance and get some more of them. I actually got my first CollectA figure this year, which was their Utah Raptor. But yeah, this one looks like a decent figure, but there's a couple little things that are a little off for it, so I'm gonna have to see some reviews on it first. Next up is Dunkleosteus, which is my favorite prehistoric aquatic animal of all time. Dunkleosteus is awesome. I love Dunkleosteus. This one even has a movable jaw, this figure does, and so it's just awesome. I really can't wait to get the Schleich one. I already have the Safari LTD one, the gold one, so I want to get the Schleich one because that one's my favorite. That one looks awesome. But this, I probably will end up getting this one as well. I'm not gonna get it immediately like I'm getting the Safari figures, but I definitely will end up getting this one for sure, because just I love Dunkleosteus, and there's 3 good figures from about Dunkleosteus, from Safari, Schleich, and now CollectA. I do have a couple problems with this one though. I mean, I do like they have the color scheme that kind of like looks similar to the Walking or the BBC Chased by Sea Monsters series. Like it looks kind of similar to that. But the fins look a little weird, and the back tail looks really like stubby and squarish. It's just the back body looks really weird and looks very cylindrical, like almost like a geoduck. It just like has a really like flowing straight out body, and it doesn't really have any like curvature that looks like an actual fish body, like especially around the tail. So I'm not really sure how I feel about that, but either way I'll find out when I get it in hand, because I'm definitely gonna get this anyways. But it looks like a pretty good figure, and I'm surprised that they made Dunkleosteus, so that's pretty cool. It's nice. This is their first non-dinosaur that we've talked about so far. Next up is another non-dinosaur, which is Astemnosuchus, and I actually had to look up what this guy was before doing this video, and it's a Permian therapsid from like 230 million years ago or something like that, and its name means crowned crocodile, which is pretty cool because it has those like weird protrusions on its head. And so it kind of lived in the Permian period, kind of like similar to like Gorgonopsids and what are they called, Scutosaurus and stuff like that. So it's a pretty cool one that they made one of those later Permian creatures. It's pretty cool that they added that, and I don't even remember hearing about this one before I saw this figure. So the shape looks familiar, so I probably have, but I just haven't in like so long I don't remember it. But it looks pretty cool, and I actually do think I'll end up probably picking it up eventually. I didn't think I would originally, but now that I know it's like a Permian one, and I think I might want to make like a little Permian creature collection, because I really do like the Permian period. So I'll probably end up getting this guy eventually, but not immediately. But either way, it looks pretty good, and I have no complaints. But the teeth look really well done. They look really well sculpted. Oh, this also has a movable jaw as well. Next up is the GOMPHD. This one is a very unique species. It's a Cenozoic mammal, obviously, and it's a unique like elephantine family member. I don't really know exactly what the family of the elephants are, but it's got like that those teeth that are sticking out of the bottom jaw, or jutting out, and its tusks are bending down. So that looks really cool. It's a really unique species. And then I really love what they did with the like coating of it. It has like a regular elephant skin on the face and on the lower half of the body, and they have like almost like a American mastodon, like short fluffy haired covering at the top. It looks really unique, and I actually really like it. It looks really cool. I've never seen another prehistoric elephant family type animal portrayed like this on a figure, so it looks really cool, and I actually think that's really awesome. And if I definitely get into Cenozoic mammals, I think I'm going to pick this one up, because it just looks really unique with all that stuff on there, and it looks well done. So I think this is very good for CollectA, good for them. It's very unique. I don't think it's ever been done in figure form before, especially not as unique as it is. And yeah, Dimetrodon. Oh my god. This one I love. I am 100% getting this figure. I might even get this Dimetrodon before I get the Safari one. I'm that serious. This one is so great. It is 100% scientifically accurate to what we know. It's got the scales on its belly. It's got the skin on its the rest of its body. It's got the tips of the dorsal spine sticking out of the sail itself. It's got injuries on the sail, like holes through it, which makes it look really awesome. It's got a movable jaw. It's awesome. It's even got the right stance. It's like standing up, but it's got its arms a little out to the side, or legs out to the side. I even like the color scheme initially was a little bothersome to me. Didn't have really a problem with it, but it was just a little like, oh, okay, that's a little, out there. But the more I see it, the more I warm up to it, and I really do want this figure. I really want it really bad. So I'm really looking forward to it. It's got the movable jaw. It's got, all the scientific accuracy. It just looks like a great figure, and I can't wait to have it. I'm really pumped up for this figure. I think this is my second favorite from CollectA this year. It's definitely very cool, and I cannot wait to get this figure. Next up is my first favorite from CollectA this year, is the CollectA Ceratosaurus. This figure looks absolutely amazing. I love the color scheme. It's got an absolutely amazing and beautiful looking head. It's got the white, the black, and the red, and even a yellow on the tip of the crest. It just looks absolutely beautiful, and the red flowing through the body with the black spots. This is a beautiful figure. It's got the stand, and this is in their deluxe line. It's the deluxe Ceratosaurus. Since it's in the deluxe line, I hope it'll go great across next to the deluxe Torvosaurus, because ever since I've seen that Torvosaurus figure, I've wanted it, and so I think coming up pretty soon, I'm probably going to end up getting that Torvosaurus because I really want it, and I really want to make like a CollectA Jurassic World, not Jurassic World, a Jurassic display or something like that, because I love the Morrison formation and the dinosaurs that came out of it in the late Jurassic, and so I'd love to display all of them together. So this is really awesome that we got this awesome Stratosaurus. It'd be awesome if next year we could get a good Allosaurus that looks as good as this. I would be really happy, but this is great, and I'm definitely 100% getting this one. This is my favorite from their year this year. It's just amazing. One of my favorite CollectA figures of all time, so it's just really awesome. I'm definitely getting this one 100%. Next up is the CollectA Mapusaurus, and they already did a Mapusaurus before, so this is a resculpt, and this one looks 1,000 times better than the other one. It just looks great. I'm a huge fan of Carcharodontosaurs, so I'll probably end up getting this one. I'm probably going to wait a little bit, like I'm going to wait on some of the other figures, like Dunkleosteus, but I'll probably get this one eventually. This one does have a movable jaw, but I think this one's going to be a smaller figure. I don't think this is deluxe, so we'll see how it scales up to other figures, but it looks pretty nice. It really does. I'm pretty happy with that, for sure. Oh, and by the way, this and the Ceratosaurus are the first large theropod dinosaur, large carnivorous theropod dinosaurs that we have gotten this year from any company, which is really awesome. We at least have a couple. We can count on CollectA for giving us a couple. I mean, Safari didn't even give us one, which is a little disappointing, but at least we got the Mapusaurus and the Ceratosaurus. I'm really excited about the Ceratosaurus, but the Mapusaurus looks pretty good as well. Next up is Brontosaurus, the CollectA Brontosaurus. And if you guys don't know already, Brontosaurus has been remade into its own genus again. It was for a long time said that a Brontosaurus was actually just a species of Apatosaurus, but then recent studies have actually conducted have deduced that Brontosaurus is actually its own genus. There's enough differences between it and Apatosaurus to make it its own genus and not a separate species. So that's pretty cool. It's back into another species, and we have one other prehistoric dinosaur for the Morrison late Jurassic period, Morrison formation late Jurassic period. And I don't know if this is deluxe, I don't remember, but I'm definitely excited to get this one. I think I'll put it in next to my display of the Torvosaurus and Ceratosaurus, with something of that. But especially if it's deluxe. If it's not, then I might not. But I'm probably going to end up getting this one. I'm just going to wait a little bit on it. But I definitely think I'm going to end up getting this one just so I have at least a good Brontosaurus figure. And it looks nice anyways. It could fit right in with my Apatosauruses. Next up is the final figure from CollectA this year, which is their brand new Roaring T-Rex. It's got the same color scheme and general look of their other Tyrannosauruses, which is the giant deluxe T-Rex, the running T-Rex, and the juvenile T-Rex, and the T-Rex corpse. Then we have the Roaring T-Rex, and at first I really didn't like their big T-Rex, their big feathered T-Rex. It looked really weird, and I didn't like the color scheme, and it's really big and everything. But I think I'm slowly warming up to it, and I'll probably end up getting it, but I'm probably also going to end up getting this one. I'm going to wait a little bit on this one as well, but I'll probably end up getting this one. I don't know if this is deluxe or not. I think it's just normal, but it also has a movable jaw, so that's another big theropod we got this year, even though it is another T-Rex. I would have liked to have seen something else, but, oh well. At least we got something, right? So yeah, that's pretty much that for this year from CollectA. I'm really excited to get some of these figures, like the Ceratosaurus and the Dimetrodon. If I were to pick my top 3 favorite from this year, it'd probably be in order, it'd be Ceratosaurus, Dimetrodon, and then the Dunkleosteus. But I'm definitely excited. I'm probably going to end up getting probably about half of these guys eventually. So yeah, it's really great year for CollectA. Thank you for actually making a couple large theropod, carnivorous theropods. That was nice, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please tell me in the comment section below what your guys' favorite from this year of CollectA is, and also tell me like what your thoughts and opinions of some of these figures are. I love reading those things, so please let me know in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys inside the next video. Bye-bye.